Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in rockin Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to go to black-cat-comics.com and pick up something fun to read. This week is packed with stuff that's fun to read, kind of getting back to a big standard week of shipping, lots of fun books to talk about. Gonna start with the Marvel guys, because this is X-Men number 17. With Storm on the cover there, one of my favorite X-Men. It's a great time to be an X-fan. Been talking up the X-books since this whole big X-renaissance started back with Powers of 10 and all that good stuff after X of Swords. If for some reason you haven't been taking my word for it, you're really missing out on something cool like X-Men or Wolverine, everybody's favorite classic X-Men, New Mutants, one of the big popular titles, and Excalibur, another one of the big popular X books. One of these four books would really suck you in and make you an X fan. If you were once an X fan and you're looking to come back, if you don't know anything about the X-Men, it's a great week to pick up one of these four books and try out something really cool. These are four of probably the biggest X books going, four of our best-selling X books. So like I say, if you're not following something X-Men, you're really missing out on something cool. You should give one of those a try. Fantastic Four, one of my favorite titles, one of the many Marvel books that I've been saying is as good as it's ever been. Great time to be an FF fan, great time to jump into the Fantastic Four. Again, if you don't know much about the FF, you want to get to know these characters before they become a part of the main MCU stuff. Always been a big FF fan, and like I say, books as good now as it's ever been. Savage Avengers, another one of my favorite titles. You know I love anything that says Avengers on it, but this lineup has been really great, and the stories, the art's been really good. If you're any kind of Avengers fan, any kind of Marvel fan, you're going to want to pick up Savage Avengers, and this is a good jump-in point. Even if you don't like the Avengers, there's Deadpool on the covers, so how much more do you need? Daredevil, another one of my favorite books, another book I talk up all the time, another Marvel book that I say is just as good now as it's been in a long time. Everybody jumped into number 25. If you picked up number 25 just for the event, you're going to want to keep reading it. Like I say, Daredevil is one of the great books Marvel does. This one's a King in Black book, so there's all kinds of reasons to pick up Daredevil. You're not currently reading that one. King in Black Namor, another one of your King in Black titles. You know I love anything with good old Submariner on it. Amazing Spider-Man, another book from Marvel that is yet as good as it's been in a long time. This Spencer run is just amazing. Kind of back to basics, classic Spider-Man. But it's all the Spider-Man that you know and love, but in new exciting characters, new exciting situations. Like I say, great time to be reading Spider-Man. Marvel number 4 is the latest side book from Alex Ross. Like anything with an Alex Ross cover, it's worth the $4 just for the cover. But this book's been a lot of fun. Sort of reimagining classic moments from the history of the Marvel Universe. Fun stuff there. Strange Academy is a book that's probably on your list or is probably already in your box because everybody's been buying this one. It's one of the new big hits from Marvel, and I love anything with Doctor Strange, and who doesn't love Kid Dormammu? Captain Marvel rounds out your Marvel stuff for the week, another one of their big titles. Another one that doesn't need a whole lot of help from me. Everybody's already got this one on their list or in their box. There's always more Marvel to talk about. Bounty Hunters is your Star Wars book of the week. I encourage you guys to check out all the cool stuff that Marvel's doing with their Star Wars line, and Bounty Hunters is a great place to start. Pick up the trade or the reprint for the first issue, and it will definitely suck you into this week's number 9. And Conan the Barbarian for your lobbing off of heads action. Everybody loves some Conan the Barbarian. You can also find more of him in Savage Avengers. Good week for the DCU guys as well. Future State Aquaman, the latest of the new number 1s from all this Future State stuff. Future State's been a whole lot of fun. To be really honest, I was kind of pleasantly surprised by a lot of the books that have been rolling out, like Batman, Superman number 1. Can read more about that one in our newsletter. I love anything with these two teaming up, as I know most comic fans do. Again, that one's probably on your list or in your box already, so it doesn't need much help from me. Much like Dark Detective, this is the second issue, one of the few second issues that have been rolling out. This is probably the big hit of the whole thing. This and Next Batman were sort of pitched as the lead books of this whole Future State thing, and they kind of delivered. This one's been really solid. Legion of Superheroes gets a Future State book because all the DC fans love the Legion. And Suicide Squad, of course, gets a Future State book because DC fans also love the Suicide Squad. Always fun to see new cool incarnations of team books like Legion and Suicide Squad. And last but not least, Superman versus Imperious Lex. You know, anything Superman makes its way into my box. And like this week's Superman Batman, the Superman stuff I think has been some of the more impressive books of this Future State stuff. Check out War World Superman if you don't believe me. And let's see, Batman, The Adventures Continue. Shows you that DC's got a few other things going on outside the Future State stuff, like that one, like Batman White Knight Harley Quinn. Another book that's probably on your list and in your box and doesn't need a whole lot of help from me. If you don't know anything about Batman White Knight, you have to pick up that first trade paperback to get into this alternate universe Batman stuff. One of the best books DC's had going on for a while. Speaking of which, Batman Black and White, another side Batman book chock full of the top talent of comics. And Strange Adventures rounds out your DC stuff. You know we love us anything Tom King around here. This one, Batman, Catwoman, guy's just on fire these days. And Strange Adventures is a lot of fun. And hopefully is introducing some folks to some characters they might not have known about. Great week for the DC guys. Pretty small week for the indie guys, but lots of big hits like The Return of Monstrous. They gave us a 2-issue side book to fill the gap in between arcs. This is the beginning of Volume 6. If you don't know about Monstrous, you really owe it to yourself to pick up that first trade paperback or pick up the Image First reprint of the first couple issues. This is one of the best books in comics. There's a reason why it's won 1 million Eisner Awards. Some of the best stories, best art you're going to find. One of the best books Image does, along with Department of Truth. This is one of their new big hits. One that we're loving around here, and it's selling like crazy, so the comic fans are getting into that. But of course, Spawn, number 314, the one that started it all, is still as big as it ever was. Everybody's always after the latest issue of Spawn, and this one's going to be no different. This is the first issue of the next arc, so if you've been away from Spawn for a while, now's a great time to come back. Dynamite is my Dynamite book of the week, coincidentally enough. This one's been a whole lot of fun. It's kind of the Marvel Zombies in the Dynamite universe. This one has Vampirella, Red Sonja, Deja Thoris, all the cool Dynamite licensed property characters that I'm always talking about, all mashed up into one book with great covers and great art. So that's tons of fun. There's lots of cool Dynamite books this week, actually. So check the shipping list and pick up one of those. Usagi Yojimbo. It's my IDW book of the week. This is Wanderer's Road because Usagi is cool enough to carry 2 titles. One of the most interesting and coolest comics out there. And Stan Sakai is, boy, legendary, just doesn't quite cut it. If you don't know much about Usagi Yojimbo, like I've said a lot in this video, you're missing out on one of the best books in comics. So pick up one of those Volume 1 trade paperbacks or just jump into the latest issue. Like I say, it's like nothing else that you'll read these days. Firefly, number 25. This is a book I've been waiting for because this is, well, new characters, new stories. This is sort of the first time that the title's going to break away from the show and the movie and all the established stuff that you know. So that's kind of fun. Joss Whedon took all of his Boom Studios, all of his Whedonverse stuff over to Boom Studios. He started Buffy and Angel over from scratch, and now he's taking Firefly in a new direction. So that's kind of cool. If you haven't been following the book, but you like the show and you like the movie, you should really pick up those trades or pick up the previous issues. If you've missed those, just go ahead and jump in on this one because, like I say, new characters, new stories in the same verse that we know and love. Exo Manowar is your Valiant book of the week. Love me some Exo. Always encourage you guys to jump in on something Valiant like Exo Manowar, Bloodshot, Rye, some of the cooler books that are out there. And Rick and Morty Presents. It's your Oni Press book of the week. Because everybody loves Rick and Morty. They do a whole bunch of these, all kinds of minis along with the core titles. So if you love some Rick and Morty, there's lots of comics for you to get into. And a couple of all ages books for the first time in a little while. Star Wars Adventures, Smuggler's Run is the latest mashup with Marvel and IDW doing Star Wars Adventures. I love me Star Wars Adventures because I love anything Star Wars, especially when it's set in an all-ages universe. And who doesn't love a cool Han and Chewie story? Come on. And My Little Pony, number 94, rounds out your all-ages stuff because everybody loves the ponies. Really, really great week of books. And it's January, our last week of January, so I'm always encouraging folks to branch out a little bit in January, try something new, fun, and exciting, and this is a good week for that. Want to mention that Friday night will be the return of Kazi's Classics. Going to get on here at Facebook Live and show you guys some cool classics and put them up for sale. So if you love the vintage books, tune in Friday, 6 o'clock for Kazi's Classics. Then we're back in action with Comic Shop Talk Live, 2 p.m. Saturday. So check the shipping list, pick up your books, read your books through the week, and tune in on Saturday and we'll talk all about them. That's all we got for you for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Friday.